Hi everybody, thank you for watching Cozy Bookworm Nook. I'm Dawn. Today is Star Wars Day, May the 4th. Be with you. I have my Yoda right here, my little Grogu here, my Boba Fett, and I'm wearing my cute little Grogu scrunchie for Happy May the 4th for anybody who celebrates. Anyways, today I'm going to be discussing my April 2026 reads. I read 10 books in April. I do have my notes here with me so I can be ready to discuss everything with everybody. So let me go ahead and dive right in. My first book that I read or actually listened to in April was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets full cast audio editions on Audible. At first, I was not so sure about listening to these. Usually when I listen to Harry Potter on Audible, I listen to the Jim Dale narrations. Those to me are the best. A few months ago, I listened to the Stephen Fry narration of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and it just was not the same to me, probably just because I'm used to the Jim Dale version. At first, I wasn't sure if I was going to continue listening to them because it was kind of strange having different voices other than Jim Dale in my ear. But honestly, about halfway through, I started really enjoying it. It was like a movie in my mind, being able to listen to it. It had different actors doing each voice. One of the things I love about Audible is when they do their full cast audio editions, they will have different background noises. So if they're in the Great Hall, there's dishes going. If people are outside, like the scenes in London, there's cars going by. You can hear the train whistle. It is kind of a great experience. It was really, really, really fun to listen to. Made for kind of strange walks. I listened to it in my headphones as I'm walking down the street because sometimes I would think there was people behind me. I'd look and nobody was there. I'd hear cars go by. I'd look, oh, am I gonna get hit by a car? Nope, nobody was there. I would fully suggest, if you love Harry Potter, if you are a Potterhead like I am, if you love the movies, I am one of the people who is sort of on the fence excited about the new HBO Harry Potter show, but I would suggest that you just go for it and try it out and see if you like it. It's just a different experience to listen to the full cast audio editions. It was really, really fun. I did take some screenshots of the covers, so you can find it if you'd like. This one is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone full cast audio edition. And then here is the Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets full cast audio edition. Both available, like I said, on Audible. Just really, really fun to listen to. I'm still going through my Wizard of Oz series, but once I'm done with those, I fully intend to just deep dive headfirst into finishing out the rest of the Harry Potter series full cast because it's just amazing. It was really, really, really fun. So the next book that I finished in April was Stolen Midnights by Catherine Quinn. Stolen Midnights was published in this year, February 2026. I got this for Book of the Month Club read. It is a YA Regency-inspired romantasy book. I did a emoji review on this book in my shorts that you can find. So this book was actually really fun to read because it was a YA. It was pretty easy reading. It is about basically wealth inequality in a fantasy city of, I believe it's called Andalay. The premise is if you are one of the gifted people, when you turn 18, you get a gift from one of the 3 fates on your birthday. And those gifts give you magical abilities that are just your own. The main character, Ren, is waiting for her gift on her 18th birthday, but it doesn't show up. Spoiler, sorry, it doesn't show up. Little does she know that the main character, Damien, who is a thief and lives in the lower class part of town, he stole her gift. The next day, she goes to see the fates because she wants to see, like, what is wrong with me? Wasn't I pious enough? You have to kind of pray to the fates. That's part of the premise. So she goes to see the fates. Chaos happens. She ends up in jail because they accuse her of killing one of the fates. And then she runs into Damien. And throughout the book, they're basically on 2 quests. One, to figure out what Ren's father is doing. He is a high top official on the wealthy side of town. And the other, to find out what happened to the fates and why didn't she receive a gift. So there is on my emoji review, I did give it just 1 chili pepper. There is not a lot of romance in it. I mean, there's banter back and forth. You get that friction. However, there is one lovemaking scene, so that's why I gave it just 1 chili pepper. But the lovemaking scene is not in any way graphic. It's just on the page, between the characters. So just 1 chili pepper. If it didn't have that, I would have just given it hearts. Anyway, so the mystery collides at the end of the story, and it ends on a cliffhanger, which made me really excited to read the second part in the book. So this is going to be it's going to be a series. So this is book 1 in the series. So I'm really excited to figure out what happens, because the cliffhanger is pretty explosive. You're just left like, what the heck did I just read? So I'm really excited to finish this. I do highly recommend this. It might be a little bit easier read for some of you out there who might be more into reading like more complex books. This one was a very easy read, so but I do recommend it. I enjoyed it a lot. So the next books that I read were the Wizard of Oz books. These I read on my Kindle, and so I did take screenshots of the covers for you all. So the first book was Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. This was published in 1908. It's book number 4 of the series. This one, Dorothy is traveling in the real world, and she gets her buggy that she's in gets sucked into a crack, and she ends up back in Oz. The next book is The Road to Oz, published in 1909. This is number 5 in the series. I believe there's 15 books in the series. This one is Dorothy is making her way through Oz, and she just meets different characters and friends. And the last Oz book that I read in April was called The Emerald City of Oz, published in 1910. This is book number 6 in the series. And this book is pretty much just a continuation of Road to Oz, where, you follow her friends through Emerald City, and there's a lot of things that happen in it. It was quite interesting. One of the things that these books now we're getting higher in the publication year, it's really actually quite amazing to me to be able to immerse myself in these books that came out just a few years before my great-grandma was born. My great-grandma was born in 1913. I'm one of the lucky ones who was able to have my great-grandma in my life until I was about 9. So that's just mind-blowing to me that we can read and listen to books that have been around for over 100 years. Like, that's just so cool. So I will be continuing my Oz books. Like I said, I think there's about 15 of them, and then I'm also going to be reading the novellas that are in between those. So I have a long road ahead of me. So the next book that I read was called The Alone Time by L. Marr, published March 12th, 2024. I do have the cover here on my Kindle Paperwhite, so there is no cover here, but I believe the writing is red of the author's name. This book was really fun to read. I got this book through Amazon Kindle First Reads. Sometimes those books can be really hit or miss. This one was really engaging. It was about two sisters, Violet and Fiona Sang. They are from San Diego. Their parents decide to take them on a trip when they're children, a plane trip that their dad is flying the plane up to Canada, but they crash land in the forests of Washington state. The children are rescued about 6 weeks later. Their parents are deceased under mysterious circumstances. There are discrepancies in their portrayal of what happened out in the forests of Washington and how they actually survived, that are coming back to kind of, haunt them in their adulthood, and just how they deal with each other, how they deal with the world, how they deal with other people that are trying to figure out what exactly happened. So it's a big mystery that just kind of puts the pieces together. It was really, really interesting. I definitely recommend that one if you want something that is fast and intriguing. So yeah, I definitely recommend that. The next book that I read is Earl on Fire by Felicity Niven. So this book I actually read, and it was an advanced reading copy. I already reviewed this book in my post on April 24th. So if you'd like to see my review, my short review on the novella Earl on Fire by Felicity Niven, pop down and take a look at my videos and you can find that. Excuse me. So the last two books that I read in April were really fun. I read Series of Unfortunate Events, book 1 and 2. The Bad Beginning is book 1. And I have these Netflix branded copies here from the Netflix series that came out a few years ago. I really, really like these. And then the second book is called The Reptile Room. And this one is very fun as well. And this one is the Netflix copy as well. So these books obviously are children's books. They're really, really easy reads. They're really fun. One of the things that I love is the detail in the pages. They have the edges here that are kind of jagged. That's always really fun for me to read. It's kind of like that extra little detail. We have Count Olaf here on the side here. And the inside has the illustrations, and it's really, really pretty right here. So these books follow the Baudelaire orphans through their series of unfortunate events, trying to get away from the evil, dastardly Count Olaf, who is trying to steal their fortune. Anything that can go wrong goes wrong, and they are stuck trying to figure out how they're going to deal with the death of their parents and how they're going to get away from this horrible Count Olaf. And the kids, all three of them, are very industrious, and they figure out ways to save themselves from Count Olaf. They're just really fun books, I think, for all ages, for little kids all the way up to grown-ups. One thing I will mention, The Bad Beginning also has an audiobook on Audible that is narrated by Tim Curry. And that is amazing to listen to. He's an amazing actor anyway. So anything that he narrates, I will want to listen to. He's amazing. So if you didn't want to read the book, or if you don't have the physical copy, it is on Audible. It also has the background noises. So when the children are at the shore, there's sounds of boats and waves, and it's just an amazing immersive experience. So yeah, that one I definitely recommend. So for Next month, which is this month, May, I am still finishing up my my John Meacham book, Let There Be Light by John Meacham, the Abraham Lincoln biography. I am also still going through my Wizard of Oz series. I am reading the Romantasy series, Rings of Fate. And I just started Dungeon Crawler Carl, which I had heard of pretty much just overnight all over my social media. I had heard about this book, and I'm probably late to the game here because I think there's already like 6 or 7 of these books, and they just came out in 2020. So I just started that, which I'm really, really like intrigued by. So I'm busy reading, and hopefully I'll have some books read by next month to talk to you guys about. Do you guys have any books that you guys are reading? Have you read any of these books that we talked about today? Do you celebrate May the 4th? Do you like all things Star Wars? Are you a Potterhead? Do you like Harry Potter? And if so, which book is your favorite? And what version of the book is your favorite? Personally, I love all of them. My originals. I have the illustrated editions that came out up until a few years ago, and also Jim Dale's audio narration, and now the full cast edition from Audible. So yeah, do you guys like these books? Drop me a line and I will get back to you. Yeah, thank you so much. Have a great day, and may the 4th be with you. Bye.